Yo guys, Naruto the Sage. Today I'm going to bring a new what if Naruto was abandoned by his parents. So this is part 1. I'm going to upload part 2 maybe on the 25th of November. So let's get into the what if. I think that I'm going to post this video like on the 25th of November because I'm writing exams as I'm recording this and I don't have time to edit and make thumbnails, and the Wi-Fi or the internet connection that I use is like crap. I have to wait like an hour or let's see 30 minutes to upload one video. So sorry if I don't post like on Saturday because I have to talk with the other guy so that he could post part 2 on his channel. So let's get into the what if. This is going to be what if Naruto was abandoned by his parents. So to start off this what if, I'm going to say that Naruto is born the same, but in this what if Naruto has siblings. But when Minato was stealing the Nine Tails, Obito showed up and took all the 3 twins. When he took the 3 twins, Minato managed to take Menma and Mito, but Obito, when he says, yo, you left one, and Minato said, you can keep that one, we don't want him, because Naruto had whiskers and they think that Naruto is a human. So Minato was ready to abandon Naruto, and Kushina didn't like Naruto, even when I think it's a nurse. When the nurse gave Naruto to her and said it's a boy, she frowned because she saw the whiskers and she thought that Menma and Mito were her children and the other one was implanted by the Nine Tails. So Minato, I left off when Minato was about to abandon Naruto. Minato said, I don't need that one, you can keep him. Look at his face, he has whiskers, he's not a human, he's just a monster, he's the son of the Nine Tails. And Obito thought for a second and said, this guy is crazy, but I don't want this baby because I don't care about a baby. So Obito just threw Naruto on the air, and when Naruto was about to, let's say that Obito put Naruto on the table because he didn't want to hit the kid that was eaten. So Obito rushed at Minato because now Minato had his hands full because he was holding Menma and Mito and he could not fight properly. So he teleported away. When he came back, the Nine Tails was already released and it was rampaging around the village. So Minato fought Obito and managed to release the Nine Tails from a genjutsu. But when it was time to seal the Nine Tails, Minato decided to give Kushina like 5% of the Nine Tails chakra and let's say 45% to Mito and 50% to Menma. The only thing that was left was the soul, and Minato thought that if we can give the Nine Tails soul to the Nine Tails kid, because they think that Naruto is the spawn of the Nine Tails. So the Nine Tails spirit was sealed inside Naruto. From there, I forgot to say that Minato didn't use the Death Reaper. He just used a different seal that can split up the Nine Tails from chakra to soul, so that they can seal the chakra from another host and soul from another host. But Minato here divided the chakra and gave the chakra to Menma, Mito and Kushina. So when they were done with that, Minato left Naruto in the forest, and they left him there because they didn't want to take care of the Nine Tails bread or the Nine Tails son, because they think that Naruto the Nine Tails, or let's say they think that Naruto is the Nine Tails. So they left Naruto in the forest, and Minato left Naruto in the forest because he thought that if Naruto dies, the Nine Tails will die and they will be left with the chakra to protect the hidden village. So let's see, a couple of hours came by and a random shinobi was walking by when he heard a child or a baby crying. So he decided to inspect, and when he got there, he found Naruto crying, and he just saw that this kid is not even like a day old, but he is abandoned because Naruto here was like 3 hours old, and he was abandoned by his parents who were going to see that Minato has only 2 children, and they let's see, they said Minato has only 2 children, and the Nine Tails, when Minato's children were born, the Nine Tails managed to transplant or implant a baby inside Kushina. This is the story that they are going to tell people. So when the people ask where is the Nine Tails child or where is the Nine Tails, he just said they left him in the forest and he's probably dead, and then people were rejoicing. They were told the description of Naruto. They were told that Naruto had blonde hair and blue eyes, and he has whiskers. So they knew who to torment or beat up if they saw the person. A couple of years passed by, and Naruto is now 4 years old. As a 4-year-old, Naruto could do pretty much many things because in this world, if the Nine Tails is not going to mess with these chakra pathways, Naruto will learn the body flicker. It's like even more than Shisui. I don't know how to say that name. Even more than Shisui's level, because Naruto can use the body flicker like the flying Raijin. So Naruto has many jutsus and he can pretty much be ranked as a, let's say, a low-tier jonin at 4 years old. Let's say when Naruto was 8 years old, the person who was taking care of him, let's call him like let's say a random guy, because I will probably forget the names. So when Naruto was 6 years old, the shinobi or the ninja who was taking care of him got killed, and the person who killed him was Danzo, because this shinobi wasn't just like a normal shinobi. He was pretty much powerful, and he was going to be the next Hokage if Minato retires, because when he found Naruto, he was just like 15 years old and he was already IT joining, like he was Kakashi's level when he was 15 years old, and now he's dead. I think if Naruto is 6 years old, it will be like 21 years. He died at the age of 21, and Naruto here was alone. So Naruto wanted to go to the village because he didn't know who his parents were, and he didn't really care. So Naruto went to the village and found an apartment where it was being paid by, let's say, Hiruzen. Let's say Hiruzen does like community work. He takes care of talented kids who are orphans, because you won't want the kids to not have like a bright future or a good life. So Naruto was given an apartment by Hiruzen, and Minato and Kushina haven't seen Naruto for those 6 years. And in Menma and Mito, when they were growing up, they were told that if you ever meet like a boy with blonde hair and blue eyes and even with whiskers, don't associate yourself with him with the fiber of your being, and don't ever talk to him. And they said don't treat him like a person because he's the demon soul of the Nine Tails. So they grew up knowing that, but they haven't met the person who their parents told them about, and their lives were pretty much good because Minato spoiled Menma and Mito, because when they said they wanted something, Minato gave them let's say they were two prodigies, but they weren't anywhere near Naruto's level, because Naruto he started training as fast as, let's say, when he began to walk, Naruto started training. Let's see that, because Naruto, when he began to walk, he started talking, and he could do like a 5-year-old, like things that a 5-year-old can. So Naruto who went back to the village, and he was staying in an apartment provided by Hiruzen, because Hiruzen is still he might be the third Hokage, but it doesn't matter because now Minato took the position. So one day when Naruto was walking around the streets, he met the two people, Menma and Mito, and they were working with Jiraiya. Jiraiya hated Naruto because he thinks that Naruto is the son of the Nine Tails, the beast that nearly killed his student, and the beast that nearly killed his student. I was sorry for that. I was like looking at my recording time. It says I have 58 minutes left. So Naruto met Menma and Mito, but they just bumped into one another, and when they bumped into one another, Naruto said sorry, I didn't mean to, and they say what way you going, and then Naruto said okay. When they looked at his face, they saw whiskers, and they remembered that their parents told them that don't be nice to this person, hate him and treat him badly, don't treat him like a human because he's not a human. And then they started saying you did that on purpose, and because they wanted to like beat up Naruto for nothing. So when they say you did that on purpose, Naruto said no, I didn't, it was just an accident. And then Menma tried to throw a punch, but Naruto dodged and Mito threw like a kunai because they were coming from the shop to buy kunais and the ninja tools. So Mito threw a kunai at Naruto, but Naruto managed to catch it and said, "Here's your kunai." And when Jiraiya was about to kick Naruto, Naruto used the body flicker and his presence was gone. Jiraiya couldn't even sense Naruto's presence anyway because Naruto says that Jiraiya is powerful and you could hurt him to the point that it would take days for him to recover and it won't be good for him. So Naruto was out of there, and when Naruto was alone, he asked himself that what happened? Why did those guys were so mean? And Naruto has been noticing now that people in the village gave him glass and for no reason, because Naruto he has just come to the village like a month ago, but people in the village glare at him like they know him. And one day when Naruto was walking around, he saw a poster and the poster said, "If you ever meet a person with whiskers, blonde hair, blue eyes, don't treat him like a person." And then Naruto said, "What the fuck? What is happening? Who put up this poster here and why did they do it?" Because Naruto didn't even know what was inside him and they didn't have any connection with the Nine Tails. So Naruto was just confused, but he said, "If someone tries to kill me, I can handle myself," because Naruto can fight. So no, but there was a question in Naruto's mind because Naruto saw resemblance. Because he saw resemblance to the two people who were rude to him, and because that maybe it's a coincidence or something, so Naruto just brushed it off. So I'm going to make like Naruto train for the next, I think you join the academy at the age of 9. Let's say Naruto is 6 now. Let's say Naruto trains for the next 3 years. So for the next 3 years, Naruto will be training, and let's do a time skip when Naruto is 9 years old. So at 9 years old, Naruto joins the academy. Naruto will be wearing dark colors, so because he didn't want to stand out. He's not that happy-go-lucky kid. Naruto, after the death of he calls the Chunin big brother because they went that far apart, and the Chunin told Naruto that call me big brother because he didn't want to be called father, because sorry if I'm saying because too much. He didn't want to be called father he didn't want to be called father because he was still a teenager. After the death of his big brother, Naruto was so devastated, but his big brother told him that, or you can say the guy that found Naruto told him that, I find you in the where the Ninjas was attacking, and when I found you, you were like 3 hours old or something like that, because you were a newborn when I found you. So I think that I'm going to make this story, let's say, an hour because I will not be uploading for a while. So Naruto, after the death of his brother or the person who found him, Naruto was very devastated and he didn't know what to do. So Naruto decided that he's not going to draw attention to himself and he will hide his skills if it doesn't require for him to use them, because in the last 3 years Naruto has managed to go up to Kage level, let's say low tech Kage level, like Hiruzen, old Hiruzen, not Hiruzen in his prime, like let's say old Hiruzen. So Naruto is like Kage level, but he's nowhere near Minato's level 4 now, because Naruto is just a 9-year-old. I can make a 9-year-old that OP. So Naruto joins the academy and he'll be wearing dark colors. He'll be like a dude sitting by himself and not doing a thing. But Naruto's perfect world was ruined by Yasu, Menma, and Mito. Menma and Mito, when they came to the class, they saw Naruto sitting like at the back of the class and started saying, "Guys, look, he's the demon, he's the sign of the 9 tails." And everyone just said, "The 9 tails? Is that him?" And Menma said, "Yes. We were, don't you remember the warning? The warning said that if you ever meet a blonde kid, or let's say a blonde kid with blue eyes and whiskers, he's the 9th son." And then they said, "Yes, I've seen it." And to make things worse, Kushina and Minato posted like a picture of baby Naruto so that people can see, and over the years they've been updating the pictures referencing to Menma and Mito's age, because you know their favorite kids' ages. So I'm going to say the 3 years of the academy passed by. Naruto doing the same thing, eating ramen. Like, he's not going to be eating ramen only, because Naruto was told that you have to have like a diet, not like eat ramen. So Naruto in here is going to have like a diet that he uses to spend his meal. So at the last day of the academy, the rules were changed up because Menma and Mito told Kushina and Minato that they have met the 90s demon, or the demon kid, and let's say Minato said organize like the graduation exam to be fighting, because they think that Naruto is good for nothing. Because when Naruto was born, he didn't have that much chakra for a Uzumaki, while Menma and Mito had like good chakra. So we organized like, if a kid wants to pass with flying colors, you have to fight. But he made this mandatory and decided the matches for his liking. He made Naruto versus Sasuke Uchiha versus Menma versus Mito. He was going to make this a 4-way battle. He was going to see that last person remaining wins. And in the story, I'm going to say that the Uchiha massacre still happened and Sasuke became the emo person, but in this story it's like better because Sasuke says like that Menma is his rival and he can get strong in the village. He doesn't want to leave. So, and Sasuke hates Naruto for some reason, because if Menma hates him, the dude must be bad. That's what he thinks. So they are going to start the graduation exams. Two people will be fighting, but this when they were asked that why did you make this a four-way rumble or a four a 4% match. Miller said, I want to gauge the skills of these kids. He said, these are the bright minds of tomorrow and blah 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 blah. He was dying. So Minato got away with it and the people saw. And the people didn't object because they wanted to see how the demon will fare up against three prodigies, because they think that Naruto is worthless, is a loser. And then Naruto made, let's say, Naruto made himself look stupid. When the same make a clone juice, Naruto couldn't seem to make it because he was pretending to not know the shadow clone or the clone jutsu. The transformation jutsu, Naruto pretended that he can't do that too, and he was like dead last. And when they asked the Minato, why did you put like a dead last versus three prodigies, because they think that all of them are prodigies, but it's true, they aren't anywhere near Naruto's level. So Minato said, I just want to gauge the skills of the people. I want to see how the head last of the class or Naruto will react, because Naruto is going to use the name. Lesson is going to be called Naruto, like in the anime, because it won't be what if Naruto was abandoned by his parents. If I just gave Naruto like a random name, I'm going to say Joel when he came to Minato's home while Kushina was pregnant. He told Minato that no, please name the first child Naruto. So they named him when he was born, but Minato did this because Naruto was the first one to be born, and he couldn't go. He couldn't bring himself to defy his master's wishes. So he named the boy Naruto. While they were living in the forest, they thought that he was going to die. Might as well die with a name. They wrote like a paper check and said Naruto and left it there, and they were the only ones who knew that he was Naruto. So they called Naruto and just left him there crying, and they didn't give a damn about it. So the fight begins, and all three of them, Naruto and Sasuke, target Naruto. But when they tried to throw a punch, Naruto caught their punches with like he did the thing where we used like these two fingers to stop Goku's and Vegeta's punch from connecting. So let's say Naruto used like these three fingers to block their punches. So they said we're going to set up, and Sasuke activated his Sharingan. I'm going to say this: what if Sasuke has Tomoe Sharingan? Scratch that. Let's see now. He has the one Tomoe Sharingan that he had in canon. So they started fighting, and Sasuke started throwing or making, let's see, fireball jutsus and launching them at Naruto, and Naruto was dodging, and people were surprised. How can it at last stop the punches with three fingers? And they came to a conclusion that they didn't even use too much power. They were just testing him. And look at him now. He's in trouble because they saw Naruto dodging around and not attacking. And they didn't know that Naruto was planning to take out Sasuke first. When Sasuke launched this fireball and the last fireball at Naruto, he noticed that Naruto had already gone. Even the instructors at the academy didn't see where Naruto was because Naruto just vanished in the blink of an eye. They thought that Sasuke's fireball like incinerated him because they think that Naruto's endurance or body is not that strong. So they started laughing and they said he must have incinerated him or something. But when they were saying that, Naruto appeared behind Sasuke and kicked him so hard that Sasuke passed out, and there was a crater on the ground. Sasuke wasn't bleeding, but he was passed out because Naruto put like power that could make Sasuke fall unconscious. Because when Sasuke was pulling the fireballs, Naruto was like gauging Sasuke's power by the heat emitted from the fireballs, because he knows that if someone is much chakra, the fireballs might even kill a person. So he was gauging Sasuke's power. When he came to a conclusion that he has low chakra, he had to limit himself to using like, let's say 0.5% of his power. And man, my Mito got really mad because Sasuke is their friend, and then said, "We are going to kill you." And they started heading to Naruto as fast as they can. Naruto was just dodging their punches, kicks, and even kunais because they were mixing their attacks. So when Naruto saw that these people are just the same, they have the same chakra, but theirs is like 2 times bigger than Sasuke. But if Sasuke trains, he can catch up to them and even surpass them. So Naruto decided to end this. But when he was already ready to end this, Menma and Mito covered themselves, or they manifested the Nine Tails chakra cloak, and they were just using the cloak, not like the tails or anything. So in their cloak forms, they used I think it was Uzumaki chains. They used the Uzumaki chains and they wrapped them around Naruto, both of them, and their plan was to crush Naruto and kill him, because anyone in the village doesn't want Naruto to live in the village, because they think that Naruto is just a demon but they were informed by Danzo that Naruto is the soul of the Nine Tails, and he just stopped there and said Naruto is the soul of the Nine Tails soul inside of him, and stop right there. And this fueled the villagers' anger because they thought that Naruto had the Nine Tails soul inside of him. He must be the Nine Tails. If he has the soul, he must be the Nine Tails himself, not the Nine Tails kid. So they wrapped the double chains. They wrapped the double chains around Naruto, and Naruto was like, what are you doing? Because even if they're using like the Nine Tails cloak and they're using the adamantine chains or the Uzumaki chains, if you want to call them that, Naruto isn't that handicapped, but he still has to use like 10% of his power to get out of it, because the Nine Tails chakra ain't no joke. So Naruto said that they have the same chains as me. Naruto said, oh, your chains are weak. And then they said, what? Naruto said, I'm going to show you my chains. And Naruto used like Naruto said come out, and the chains come out from his back, and these chains were blue. They were covered with blue flames, and when they wrapped around Menma and Mito, their chakra got like sapped, or what's the word, I forgot, absorbed. Their chakra got absorbed and they passed out. It was declared that Naruto was the winner, but they didn't want to say. They were forced to say was they can't do nothing. So they said Naruto was the winner, and Naruto passes. It was going to be a Chunin, and they said even Menma, Mito, and Sasuke passed because they showed that they can handle themselves even in dangerous missions that require a lot of skills. But this was a lie, because Minato didn't want his children to fail. He thought that he was going to embarrass him. The next day they were sitting in class, and the teams were announced by Iruka, and Naruto still on Team 7. I'm going to say Team 7 consists of Sasuke, Menma, Mito, and Sakura, even Naruto. There were 5 of them in the team. 4 of them are friends. Naruto is just a loner. They plan to make Naruto's life a living hell. So Naruto is put in Team 7. Kakashi arrives and says, yo, I hate you all, and come to the roof. Kakashi comes and said, come to the roof. And they went to the roof, and Kakashi asked them, what are goals? What is your dreams? What are your dreams? And Menma said, I want to be Hokage and kill a certain demon. But let's see, in this what if doesn't give a shit, because he just saying that you shouldn't blame someone because they were born. But you think that Naruto is the son of the Nine Tails because he was told that Menma said, I want to kill a certain demon and become Hokage. Mito said, I want to be the strongest Kunoichi and the best healer that ever lived, surpassing even Tsunade, because Tsunade is like a mentor. She teaches many things, and she said, I want to be Hokage. Sakura just looked at Sasuke and said, I want to, I want to be. Sasuke said, I want to. What I have is not a dream. I want to make it a reality. I think that is a dream, bro. If you want to make something a reality, it starts off as a dream. So Sasuke said, whatever is not a dream, I'm going to make it a reality. I'm going to kill a certain someone and avenge my clan. Naruto. When it comes to Naruto, Naruto said, I want to be the strongest, and that was it. So Kakashi said, meet me tomorrow and don't eat, because if you eat, you will puke or let's see, throw up. So the next day, when Naruto arrived, all men and Mito, Sasuke and Sakura talking about how to kill Naruto, and they saw him coming and they started this topic and said, I wonder what are the good ways to kill a demon, and they were just doing this to like get on Naruto's team. If the Hokage said if Naruto attacks someone, we want to kill him, but if he doesn't, don't have any choice in that, because if the natural soul was to fall into enemy hands, the hidden belief is pretty much back up, because if they have the soul, they can just kill the Jinchuriki of the soul, and if that happens, I think that the mental chakra will disappear, but it will not kill the Jinchuriki of the mental chakra. It will just disappear from them, and they will capture the mantles once it revives in the next, I guess, is it 5 years or 10 years? Comment down below if you know the correct time in which the mantles can be reborn. So Naruto, when he arrived there, they pretty much were making fun of him and say, he look this dope and what. And Kakashi arrived and started the bell test and said, yo, if you want to win, you have to take these bells. And they were like pretty much 4 bells. And when Mamito Sakura and Sasuke wanted to take all 4 bells for themselves and give Naruto nothing, Naruto said, but there are 4 bells, and Kakashi said 4 of you are going to pass, but 1 of you is going to go back to the academy. And Naruto said, okay, and then they said begin, and they all scattered in the bushes, and Naruto knew that even if he proposes or suggest a plan, they were not going to hear him out, and they were just going to ignore him. So Naruto decided to go alone and found Kakashi pretty much evil. I'm not going to say, let's say Naruto used the genjutsu on Kakashi and took a bell and went into hiding. When Mema and Mito saw this, they said, what the? And they started fighting Kakashi. Kakashi just won and tied Sakura to the log, and lunch was given to Menma, Naruto, Sasuke, and Mito. But Naruto wanted to give like Sakura some of his food, but she wasn't having none of it. So Kakashi, from seeing that, he thought that it was kind of like teamwork. So he passed them on. A month passed by. I'm going to do a time skip if I didn't say that. A month passes by, and Naruto is like doing basic ninja stuff like catching cats and like doing errands around the village with this team, and he's starting to get really sick of it, but he can't do nothing because if he tries to talk to Minato, he knows that he might get arrested for talking to the Okage because they hate him pretty much, and they will look for any reason to put Naruto to jail. So Naruto just kept quiet, but one day Menma said that he said that, or Lord Okage, we think that our skills are being wasted on this steering mission, and then Minato said, "Oh, yes, son, I can give you like a C rank machine that I can test your abilities if you are strong enough to pass this machine or do it like without the escort dying or you dying because that would be bad. You dying, I'll be giving you like B ranks and A ranks, even S ranks." And then said, "Oh, yes, yes, yes." And then is it Tazuna? Tazuna comes in and said, "Yo, what these people, the kids that are going to escort me?" And then Naruto said, "Yes, sir, because he want to put much attention to himself." And then Tazuna started making fun of Naruto, and they were all laughing at Naruto, and Naruto just brushed this off. And when he was done with Naruto, he came to Sakura and made fun of Sakura and said, "What kind of a person is pink hair? Pink hair? Do you you look like some weirdo who I met once in my travels." So Sakura was pissed, and when he came to Menma and Mito, Minato said, "Tazuna, Tazuna is going to be, this is going to be your mission. You is to be escorted or escort, is to be accompanied to the, I think it was land of waves. Yes, it was has to be he has to be accompanied to the land of waves because I think that some bandits may try to rob him on the way because he is a merchant and is well known." They said okay, and then they said the mission will start tomorrow. Meet at the live gate in the morning. So they agreed to that, and Minato Naruto was off to do like whatever he does, train, eat, and sleep. So the next day they meet up and Kakashi arrives and then they started their mission. I think this is where I'm going to end it, guys. It's pretty much long and I want to get to studying now because exams, and I go this time because I've just come out of school. I'm tired now. I want to study and sleep. So peace, and sorry for not uploading for a while. I was too busy with school stuff and phew.